Hey, welcome all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, out here in the lab in the wee hours of the morning, doing what I do for you. Oh, I got a good one for you today. You said that yesterday. Yeah, the day before that, I'm going to say it again today and tomorrow. But sometime I'm right on point. Today, I hope I am. Let's go. Right as in 25 rules to live by storytelling, story with a message, message and story for life. I give life lessons. The numbers say you tune in appreciating them. So I appreciate you tuning in. So I'm going to keep giving it to you. Hope they're benefiting you. Let's go. Right thinkers mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers' way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission. I want all my right thinkers to do just that. Know themselves. That's what I do. What I do for you. That's what you should do. Take it and use it and be your best you. But know yourself. Knowing thyself is the question you should have the answer to. I'm trying to help you make sure you end up being the wise one. Okay? But for now, a person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. Don't be them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. I can teach them. That's what I do. What I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. Don't be them either. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep. I can awaken them. That's what I do for you. Wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. Professor about to do a little professing today. Okay? Good lesson. All right. Pretty much a life lesson, but more of a education. All right, right thinkers, let's talk about the 10% versus 90%. They say that we only use 10% of the capacity of our brains, of our mind. So that means we got 90% of ignorance, so to speak. But I'm trying to clear that up for you the best I could. Now, daily use, personally, 10% of anything is not good enough. Stay lesson, 10%, not good enough. You need to know how to get that 90. Use that 90, aka we call it the Akashic Records. Why? Because it's information that's there, but you have to be able to access it, so to speak. And the key is to open up the third eye, the pineal gland. That's how you tap into it. So let's get with it. Right thinker, let's talk about 10% is not enough. Okay, we need the whole 100. Right thinkers, I teach you how to do that. Let's go. They say we just use 10% of our mind's capacity. The rest is just there for what? Dreaming and imagining. If we only conscious of 10% of what we got up here, that's like a computer. You never know how many gigs it got or what the functions is. If what? You don't explore it, you don't check them out. If they're there, use them. So right thinking, I'm teaching you how to get past the 10%. That's nothing. You want to get to the 90. Why? Because that's where God dwells. The Native Americans say that the dream world is the real world. They say we spend 1/3 of our life working, taking care of business. 1/3 of our life enjoying ourselves and relaxing. And we need 1/3 for rest. So if that 1/3 is the dream state and the other 2/3 is, whatever you're going through, I can see that. So a lot of us live in that dream state now, okay? If you remember your dream, I'm a lucid dreamer. So it ain't about remembering the dream. It's about knowing you're dreaming. So my dreams are functional for me. I don't have them nightmares. I'm pretty much anything in my dreams. I know that. It's another lesson, but let's get back. Now, watch this. That devil, that ego mind says that he runs 90% of all you so-called God followers, aka ignorant ones. Why? Because if you're just using 10% of your capacity, you got 90% of ignorance. And that's what they say. What's this? They say what? Okay. Now 10% of anything is not good. Why? It's not enough to know thyself. Think about that. 90% unused knowledge, that's where your boy hang out. They say an idle mind, an unused mind is a devil workshop. They say idle. I say unused. Same thing. But they both end up with what? The devil doing what he needed to do, hoodwinking you, bamboozling you, faking you out, guiding you, deterring you, keeping you off your appointed rounds, and you can't figure out why you ain't never getting where you want to go. Ignorance is our biggest problem of self. When you know yourself, you can counteract that ego mind, that devil, Satan, whatever you want to call him, but the opposition to what's right. Mayat teaches you, he's there, it's fair. Okay, I got good lesson. I mean, keep reminding myself, do that lesson. It's fair. Yeah, why? It's pure evil. Maya is divine. Anything that's good, that's what Maya. But guess what? Everything has an equal opposite. It's fair is Maya's opposite. They use Tahuti as a consort, a husband, another consort. They just want to mix principles with thinking and wisdom. I understand that, so I give them that. Tahuti has a mate, Sachet, the female lady who wears the 7-star on her head, her headdress, and she's the librarian, and she also keeps track of time. So she's a very important aspect of your character that don't get a whole bunch of building, but that's next level education. But yeah, Mayat has a opposite. Divine has opposite evil. And it ain't Set. Set ain't the opposite of Mayat. It's Fed. Set is the opposite of Isis. I set wisdom. He represents ignorance. Okay, anger, all the things that's bad. That's what he represents. And Isis is his nemesis. Okay, along with Haru. Get back to the lesson. Wow, get over here. Stop that. See, that's why I need the guidelines. Sorry about that. Let me get back to the lesson. Now, I tell you, use your head for something other than a hat rack. Why? Because again, all that unused knowledge, the untapped knowledge that you have access to but don't use, don't mean it's not there. It's there, you just can't get to it. Like being short, something's up high. You got to raise your consciousness. It ain't gonna come down. It's always gonna be high. You got to raise to get it, okay, so to speak. Now, the 90% of unused where am I down here? Oh, I'm right here. Okay, excuse me. With self-spiritual knowledge, you can raise your mind, your consciousness, and tap into that 90% of consciousness or subconscious. Your subconscious runs the show. It only needs X amount of stuff from you to do what it needs to do. Why? Because it makes the heart beat, it runs the internal organs, it functions the body. So it don't need you. When you're aware, when you're conscious, you can make it work for you, so to speak. But when you become aware, third eye opening, spiritually enlightened, reach the nihas, know thyself, wee. Now the information highway is open to you and you can drive as fast as any way you want. Why? Because it's yours. Okay, and no speed limits, unlimited. My man, and from DC, think unlimited, think unlimited. I like that too. Where we at now? We all. Oh, wait a minute now. Here you go. Meditation. Now, I've been practicing yoga for over 10 years now. Is another way to what? Reach, tap into your higher self. Meditating, yoga is communion with your higher self, aka God. That's when you and God become one synonymously. When you're praying, you're communicating with your higher self, but you're the one doing the communicating. When you're meditating, you're doing the receiving. And when you open the third eye, it makes all that information instantaneous. You just download, you be like, wow, wow, yeah. Okay, another lesson. There you go. Now, we all have that ability to raise our conscious to the highest level to what? Know thyself. Nihas. That's the highest spiritual level you can attain. Christians call it Christhood. Still, Hindus, Navarna, Mahdi, whatever you call it at the highest level, everybody got a name for it, but how many people reach it? That's the point where we at down here. Now, watch this. Our minds, our brain is what? A hell of a thing. the most powerful computer or working mechanism known to man, and is given to us by our Creator so that we can acknowledge and recognize Him and be like Him in the flesh. Sounds pretty much like, the concept. Our consciousness is what was given to us as a gift. Lies in the brain. Right thinking gets you to what? Know how to use that mechanism. It puts you in charge of you, so to speak. Why? Once you raise your consciousness, you become God conscious. You tap into the higher realm. Then the third eye open. That's the spiritual sight. It ain't just a sight, it's also a receiver of godly information that downloads to you directly. Now, here we go to the problem. Here lies the problem. The AI will run man if he don't be careful. The AI is our brain, a machine on steroids. It just compute faster. That's all it does, because that's all the brain for. Our brain has different functions. We got to work the body. You got to do with the sensory. You got to run the whole body. So there's a lot of stuff going on that the real brain has. And the one thing the AI don't have is empathy and compassion, or a soul. So it don't live. It's not a human entity. But if you give it the wherewithal to think that it is, big problem. Big problem. That's a bigger problem. Have a bunch of these Christians believing the well-dressed lie that they've been going around living off for over 2,000 years. So don't let the machines control us, please. They want to put your brain, watch this, in a body or avatar. That's what we are right here. Sorry about that. I get excited. But they want to put your body, your brain, into a body to live forever. So that's not, you're going to live forever, but not in this physical body. The spirit cannot die. So why we keep conceptualizing and being conscious of living? The spirit lives forever. The consciousness, once you wake it up, goes along with the spirit, the concept I try to explain to you. But if you keep thinking that, well, I just want to be here, for what? Enlighten yourself. If you don't want to be here no more, why? Because that'll stop the cycle. Being a numbnuts, keep thinking wrong, you will continue to cycle to come back and back and back again. I use all my brain's ability to download information and understand it also. It don't make no sense to get information, don't understand it. That's me listening to Spanish speaking people for 5-10 minutes is a waste of my time. Why? I don't know what they're talking about. If I'm not comprehending what's being presented to me, it's a waste of time. So some people don't comprehend what's being said to them or what they're reading. That's understandable too. That's a you problem. You need to address that issue, because with weaknesses come flaws. With flaws come character flaws that's going to hinder you from being your best self. That's what knowing thyself is. Knowing my flaws, knowing my weaknesses, and strengthening them by what? Working on them, getting better at them. Don't just say, well, that's how I am. Sorry about that. Get back. Whoa, way out. All right, here you go. I'm a right thinker. Thinking is what I do so that I can enlighten you to do the same thing for yourself. I don't want to think for you. I want to teach you how to think for yourself. They say you feed a man and he'll depend on you forever. You teach a man how to think, he'll be on his own and independent. And that's what I want you to be, on your own and independent. I want all my children out on their own. Get out of my house. Why? That's why I raised you, to be your own, because you may not want to comply with what I want done in my house at this point in time. So, yeah, that's how it's done. Parenting. It's okay, but all right, moving on. Here we go. Where am I at now? All right. If you don't raise your conscious past your beastly nature, aka Masons, you think you're a master Mason at 30 degrees. No, you're not. You're just getting that to beastly nature. Your next level is the compassion part, the seventh ring of the chakra, the 7 degrees of masonry. You're not a master mason until you get the other 4. That means you got to raise your consciousness, raise your knowledge of self. Sorry about that. Where am I at? Yeah, here we go. Now, Maya judgment concept seems to be the fairest way to judge the ego self. Why? It judges itself. Anybody? No. See, at Judgment Day, karma says, this is yours. And if it sit your heart on that scale with the vase that everything you own is in there, if it's heavier than the scale of my feather, guess what? You lose. In a discussion, conceptual. I love that. Why? Because everybody the same opportunity. Now, if you haven't opened your third eye or reached Nihas, aka spiritual enlightenment, you won't balance out on the scales of Maya. Why? You don't have knowledge of self. You don't have righteous deeds and livings that you're doing to accumulate a purity of your heart by doing the right thing. All those is lessons that you learn. So if you're ignorant, you don't know these things. With knowledge of self, you can live righteous, and at Judgment Day, you will be able to balance the scales of Maya. Why? With righteous living, good deeds, and selfless acts. That's what I do. Watch this. Now, by tapping into your higher self, that's using your 90% of the unused knowledge that they claim. No, once you get it, it ain't unused. It's just a mystery to those who don't know. It's unattainable to those who are ignorant of it. So those who know, don't tell. Those who tell, don't know. Okay, moving on. No. Here you go, right here. Now, your third eye is the receiver of God's message directly. You're spiritually wired. So when that third eye activated, open, what you did to make that happen, he don't care. He just sends down. Here comes the info. The age of Aquarius. We get the information. It's like waterboarding with knowledge. Oh, you can tell. Oh, yeah, you have to stop. But it's enough. But yeah, you have access to higher thinking, higher consciousness. That's what right thinking teaches you where to go. It's all mental. That spiritual and mental is the higher level. Right here, the last one, I'm about to wrap it up. Here we go. Right thinking philosophy will get you what? Used to your available knowledge with what? Daily practice of what? Right thinking philosophy. When you live right and do right, you will start seeing a pattern of good things happening. And if you say, if I do this, I can get that, yeah. If I do right, I get blessed, yeah. If I continue to practice righteous living, I'll be blessed, yeah. See? With daily prayer, meditation, and physical workout, using all your mind's capacity, clicking on all cylinders, so to speak, mind, body, and soul, you good to go. And that's the harmonic living it. That's harmonious living. You live in harmony with nature and yourself, becoming one with your creator. Why? By living that good life, doing the right thing, not cluttering your mind with a whole bunch of nonsense and evil doers and fretting yourself with stuff that you causing yourself by being sneaky and deceitful towards others. When you're thinking and living on a high level, right thinking philosophy, that's using your 90%. That's what it's there for those who are going to go past the 10% to push yourself to be better, to tap into the higher consciousness. That's what it's there for. Punch through. Now, right thinking philosophy goal is to get you, the individual, to use your God-given ability to what? Know yourself, to become God conscious, aka know thyself, reach the state of Neha, spiritually enlightened, become spiritually awakened, knowing thyself. Right thinking philosophy raises the Kundalini, aka CRS, cerebral spinal, CSF, cerebral spinal fluid. That's the Kundalini concept. Okay, you tap it, that opens your third eye. Now you and God are on the same wavelength, becoming one. Everything is on the one. Where you come from and where you go back to. Anything other than that? Boris time. Okay, and wrap it up again. I appreciate you tuning in. I really appreciate the numbers that's going up. Somebody's tuning in. The message is getting out there. I'm loving that. Right thinking philosophy. Raise your. Okay, that's it. No, last one. 10% of your brain use is for the ignorant. The 90% that you tap into is for the right thinkers. And my philosophical goal is to get you to know that you have that accessibility to a higher level of thinking and knowledge of self. But you first have to know thyself. And the work it takes to do that, self-mastery, that's what right thinking philosophy is all about. I'll be back. I got more for you.